Steve, turn that video camera off.
Put the phone sideways, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, I'm putting it closer. There's no need to be closer. We don't need no stinking unnecessary zooms. Oh, Lordy.
Jimmy, where you been, man?
You're
missing the comedy show.
What's that?
You're missing the comedy show all week there.
Well,
no, he hasn't been missing it. He's just been passing on it.
Yeah, well, and that's, Enz was giving me what for around 4 o'clock because I was trying to squeeze some shit out there, and he said, well, if you followed me on us on Messenger, blah, 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 and I'm like, well, you know, I was following you guys on Messenger, and then, you know, I got my phone over here, and I'm on a conference call, and things going ding, 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 sounds like a pinball machine, and people are starting to go, what the hell's going on? What are all these, you know, what's that? Do I hear ringing? Similar to years ago when I lived in the Laurentians and the basement was like really open to the staircase. And
yeah, the plastic covering. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but this was after we rebuilt it, and my office was in the basement. It was all open, and it was like the floors were epoxy, open, and everything. Anyway. And, well, Steve, you remember when the basement was fixed up, right, with the studio?
Yeah, you showed it to me. You showed me that you put the epoxy resin and all that.
So the floor was all shiny, and it resonated everything. We had 2 Finch, husband and wife, upstairs in the kitchen. And I'm on the phone on a conference call, and they chirped all goddamn day. And at night we put the cover on them, but even when we had the cover on them, they chirped. It was like Archie and Edith. It was like ridiculous, right? Non-stop bullshit all the time. And they
stifled yourself, Edith.
Well, anyway, long story short, I'm pretty sure Edith fucking.
You got to be pretty old to remember that.
Archie to death and killed him. So I'm pretty sure either that or it was a suicide, one or the other. But anyway, one died, and then the other one was really sad, or actually sang like a bird. But anyway, but when I was on my conference call with my boss one time, and she's there, Jim, she stops me mid track, whatever I'm saying. Do you have a dot matrix printer going? And this is like I don't know. This is 5 years ago. I'm like, what? Like, she goes, because she'd always say, and that's on my old phone. She'd hear like. I used to hear beeping on the phone. I'm like, no, there's no beeping. But this time I'm going, oh, you hear that? And you hear, it's the fucking birds upstairs. I'm like, seriously, that's my birds upstairs. She was killing herself. So this was a riot. My dot matrix finches. Like, it sounds just like, and when I thought about it, I'm like, I guess from a distance. Yeah, so that's why I told you.
It sounds like a printer.
These goddamn birds got to go here. When they're cutting in on my goddamn calls where people are interrupting my spiel to say, is that a dot matrix printer? Jim, what year? This is for 2015, man. Get a real printer. Not my printer. That's birds.
Funny.
Did you look it up on Google?
Yeah, they had to. Somebody, these young people I work with, had to look it up on Google. Yeah.
Oh, just look it up on Google. It'll tell you exactly what that is, a matrix printer.
My dad still has one. It's a Fujitsu. It's like, with the tractor feet and all this. He doesn't use it.
Keanu Reeves kicking his way around across the screen there or something like that. When you're
the carriage.
How about a telex machine? You remember those? Telex?
Yes, sir. And I had a telex machine in the office, in the first office I worked in. I actually saw it work once, too. Some clown overseas sent us a message.
Code on a piece of tape, right?
Yeah, but that was wild. But yeah, Paul, the stories when I lived in Prévost, one of the reasons we moved was because we had too much livestock in our backyard, and we didn't live on a farm. We had Bambi the goat, we had a pony, we had a cow. One day on Jean-Baptiste in the morning, Genevieve gets up, she's looking out. Oh, and we always had deer in our backyard, right? And we lived in the woods, right?
Right.
Looks at that's a really big deer. What the hell is that? She's looking at it, and then I hear this blood-curdling scream. Ah! I'm like, what the hell? And she's opened the door and she's screaming, it's a brown cow in our backyard, like right there, you know? And she's like
escape
freaking
from the
out.
funny farm.
Shoot, cow, shoot, jam, shoot. You know, like, what the
Freaking
hell's
hilarious.
going on here?
Jim, you should have got it
Cassidy
for
might
milk,
say
man.
that that's the
You
kind of
don't
cow that
shoot
makes
away.
chocolate
You go.
milk,
You
right?
go for the milk.
That's right. You carve off, lunch and let the rest ride home, you know? But yeah, one time I was on a conference call again, and I used to sit again in the basement. The windows are like up above, and I'm sitting there and doing my call and writing notes and shit. I hear noise like outside the window. I'm like, nobody's home. It's just me. I'm working. What the hell's going on? And this happened a few months ago in my basement. There was 2 mice in my garbage can wrestling for snot rags or something. Just before I started meeting them, I hung up with customs, and I'm like, I hear noises, and then I'm like, I'm on the phone with my boss. And she's like, Jim, are you okay? Hang on, and we're about to start this webinar, and I'm like, nobody else can hear us but ourselves. And she's like, you okay? I'm like, hang on, just hold on. And I reach over, and my garbage can's right here. I'm like, holy! I see shadows in there. I'm like, fuck, is this a tarantula? It looks huge. It's 2 mice. Anyway, cover them up. I wait till after the meeting. I toss them outside, but I tell her, as we start the meeting. And we're going live on the webinar. Push the button. Broadcast is now started. Blah, blah, blah. And my boss announces, yeah, Jim, hang on. Jim's going to be with us in a moment. He's dealing with vermin, What's going on here? But it was
Starving vermin.
Gong show, because the time I'm looking in the basement, looking at the window, I hear the noises, and I hear all these weird, and there was like a flower bed right outside the window. And there's no window well or anything. The window was like level with the ground, kind of thing. What the hell's this? So I stand up, and as I pop my head up above the window, I look. There's a 400-pound sow rooting through our flower beds with her baby, baby is like
ironically, I come in
like this.
And don't chew like that. Let the guy speak. I'm having a good time here.
Anyway, so that was something else. And then I said, excuse me, folks, I wasn't running the call. Put myself on mute. Boop. I'll be back in a moment. Boop. Outside. Oh, get out of here. Pigs beat it. Blah, blah, blah. Well,
You know what? Stories about this are very, very hard to believe, but it's true.
It is the God's honest truth. I got pictures somewhere. But one time, the cops up the street, the guy went through my backyard. The Sofids Quebec are up the street. I see the lights going. And some guy comes out of the woods in my yard. And it turns out it was the neighbor. He's like, have you seen a goat? No. Why the hell? I'm pushing my lawnmower back to my cabanon in the back. He's like, did you see a goat? And this guy looks like a Hell's Angel. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Jim,
watch it. He's dangerous.
Jim, sorry to interrupt, but when the guy appeared, was there a cloud before you appeared?
A cloud? No, it wasn't.
An easy cloud before you, because if that happened, man, that's golden. That is.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like what the hell's the little genie in the Jetsons? Is it the Jetsons? Go poof, and the little guy pops up.
Right. Gazoo in the Flintstones.
Thank you. That's it.
Gazoo.
No, that's not what it was.
That was quicker than lightning, man. That was quicker than lightning.
That's right. No, that's exactly who. No, it wasn't him. But it was this dirty neighbor, and he's like, "Have you seen a goat? No. What about a pony? Are you on fucking drugs? What? No. What are you talking about? And what was it? And did you see a horse? No. What the hell's with you? And then at the corner of my eye, I see flashing lights where I've seen the fuzz going around a little bit. I go, I think your pets are up the street over there, which is my neighbor back there. And he goes, oh. So I said, well, you might as well go through the woods. Like, go ahead. So anyway, I tiddly bop along. I go out in the street, and the cops are there. And they've got the goat and the pony and the horse. And they basically have tied them together with that don't cross the police lines. They got it wrapped around the horse's neck trying to hold it back. And so the guy's like, the cop, the cop says, you got to take them home. So they're going to walk all the way around by the shit. I said, no, go through my backyard. I've never been through once. What the hell, go through. Anyway, so we had to move. It was getting a little outrageous. We wake up in the morning and live in the woods, and what do you smell? Horse shit, first thing. No, time to get the fuck out of town.
People move.
There's a horse
ranch.
ranch.
You have to move because of the livestock.
Of course, you got to get away from that.
Yeah, no, that was anyway. There's a whole backstory besides this stuff, but So here we haven't had any cows, but wild turkeys, the deer all the time. That's okay, the odd raccoon and a fox, whatever, that's fine.
What
Fucking
the
cows.
fuck is going on over there, Jim?
Anyway, gentlemen,
take a chainsaw and drag it into your basement. You have steak for a year.
say what?
You take a chainsaw and you bring it into your fucking basement. And you have steak for a year.
Well, that's what I was saying when I saw a cow in the backyard.
Nah, you see, Enz, he wasn't taking advantage of those things. He was just trying to shoo them away. I told him, what about the milk from the cow? What about the meat from the animals? He wouldn't have any of it. That's it.
Well, it was getting to the point Aiden didn't want to go in the backyard by himself. Hey, Papa, you gonna come outside with me? Why? I'm afraid. What, a fox?
There might be a fucking ox back there.
Yeah, it was getting...
Enz is looking for a bottle of liquor right now.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, it's... you never knew what was going to happen back there. So here, at least, it's regular animals, right? It's normal to see, deer and shit, but...
Squirrels,
squirrels, whatever.
Go for delivering your mail, yeah.
How long you guys been on?
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just started.
Sorry, it's the hand of God to put these kids to bed.
Yeah, well, it was like that here tonight, too. I only came down like 20 minutes ago or something because I don't know what was in the air, but nobody was going to sleep. Only the dog pissed off and left us alone. But, yeah, it was something else. And, yes, and as I was explaining... So yeah, I turned off the messenger notifications because I was saying, yourself.
We're getting bombarded.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I was explaining it was like the dot matrix finch that I had when I lived in Prévost. But people are asking, what's all that ding 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 pinball shit going on? And I'm like, how am I gonna explain that? You don't want to know. So anyway, I shut it off, and yeah, it was not because I don't like the entertainment, but.
We all feel neglected now.
You do, eh? Oh, well. Believe me, I certainly could use the humor, but no, it was a heavy-duty week. It set off this morning. I had, because next week I'm supposed to be on vacation. I was supposed to be on vacation this week and the week before, but that didn't happen. So it was a little chaotic. Anyway, but this morning, as I'm planning to, finish off my week, and I got deadlines for stuff. And at 10:30 in the morning, I get a call from one of my colleagues who's our director of communications, and she says, Jim, how do you feel about doing an interview on BNN today? I'm like, serious? Like, now? Like, how am I going to do that? I'm not in Toronto. She says, well, I don't know, like, maybe they'll do it remotely. I'm like, seriously? I said, I haven't showered in days. I said, I haven't. I said, I'm being very direct with you. I haven't had a shower. I haven't shaved, and I don't know if I have a clean shirt upstairs. Like, I wasn't planning on going anywhere today. She said, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's what my boss used to do. I'd be in the middle of a call, and my boss is like, fuck, I got to go. BNN's calling. Come on. So anyway, suffice to say.
Ronnie like E.T. Anyway.
Who?
Sorry.
What? E.T.? Yeah, so they anyway, so I was all set to go and do that. So that fucked up my day. And then at 3 o'clock, when I was supposed to go about an hour before they called and said, apparently there's something wrong with their camera. Like I was going to go to Sherbrooke. So the camera fucked up. So they screwed up my whole day. So when you send me your messages at 4 ends, I was like, catching up. I'm like, Messenger? Fuck that. What are you talking about? So yeah, it was a fucked up week, but I didn't travel anywhere, so that's
good because you were supposed to be in Atlanta.
Right? No, Atlanta's a week from now. That's up. On the week of.
Stop for you, Jim. You're fucking on fire all the time, man. You're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm on fire all the time. And I fizzle out, and I get back on fire, and fizzle a little more. Yeah.
See, if you would follow us on Messenger, I made an allusion to that old movie from Michael Douglas. Falling down.
Yes. Well, I went on. I didn't leave the notices on, but I'd flick on and kind of try and scroll through, catch up. So right. I saw your allusions to that he fell down in Ottawa. Is that what you're?
No, you were locked up in Ottawa, but anyway.
He what?
You were locked up in Ottawa.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll get locked up in Ottawa. There's something about the city. Whenever I go there, I can't get out of the parking garages. I don't know. There's this like mental block. I get stuck. Fuck them. I'm on a different subfloor. Anyway, everywhere else I'm cool, but in Ottawa, I get out early. I want to leave. Can't leave. Fucking stuck in the and I can't put Google Maps on because I'm 4 floors down in a basement. There's no reception. Help us see which door.
Okay.
Jim, it's amazing that you survive all this, buddy.
It is
Drag
sometimes.
this back to reality for a second, right?
Say what? We have to what? Retaliate?
I'm gonna drag this back to reality first.
Oh, drag me back to reality. Yes.
So, band life sucks. Okay.
So just for the record, I'm opening this. I didn't have time earlier this week.
It's okay.
But-
You can't do nothing with it. Oh, actually, you can use it.
I'll put it in my
copyright.
yeah. Put it in my fire safe. So
There
you
you go.
guys have these too, right?
No, which one is that now?
From a stone, and
I got here and now.
Fucking,
That's hilarious.
they were done on the same day.
That's fucking hilarious. Jim, I got here and now. Sent to my
Really?
place. Nobody else got it. You got from a stone. Nobody else got it. Steve's got 3. Enzo's got 2. I don't know what the hell's going
Steve,
on.
you don't have any, no?
I saw them all.
What do you have?
They're on my emails.
I don't understand. So,
No,
but
but
more
actually-
importantly,
You haven't received the document, have you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, nothing arrived at the address. I just get it through the email.
Yeah, I need, but that's it.
That's
The
it.
way I set it up, I always fill them out the same way because of the addresses, the way they're saved. It goes me, Jim, Paul, Steve.
Right.
see,
So the first one got sent to Jim.
on the document here, it says in order, and maybe this is the order they have it in the system. That's why they mail it out. So my address is listed first, then it's Paul, then Steve, then you end. So
Yeah, but Jim, what I'm telling you is, on the day that I did From a Stone, I did Here and Now, and Paul got Here and Now. You understand? The month
It's completely
before-
random.
Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, but you know what? It is the federal government, right? See that big Canada sign? So it's all about randomness. Believe me.
Right
I-
now, you have Guitar Case Stories and From a Stone.
If you say so, I have stuff upstairs. Yes, in my lockbox. But more importantly, I have this. It hasn't come out of the box
There
yet.
it is.
Yes.
Mark 2. Nice.
So the dude at the store was
Where'd you get it?
What's that?
Archambault?
Yeah, at Archambault. And I went in there as I was on my lonesome. The guy was good, and apparently they had like, besides the Focusrite and that, and they had about 4 other ones. They had a Tascam. They had and they had a bunch more expensive ones. The guy's like, well, this is a little better. This, and I'm like, okay, let me see them. I looked at that one. I'm like, well, I know somebody knows how that fucker works, so I'll take that. And but the other one was on sale for like, I think 150. It's the Tascam. It looked pretty good, but
Cool.
No.
I said,
They're all saying no.
yeah. Anyway, it looked cool, but I said no, Potts. I'll go with what the no.
Because it said
evil.
Tascam on it. Yeah. It's owned by KAX, Chinese corporation. Never mind.
Right.
You did a
There
good
you
job.
go. So I
had
went with the Japanese stuff, the Yamaha.
Good.
Oh, it's
You did the
Yamaha?
right thing, Jim.
So since Sunday when I got it, I didn't open a box. I didn't do anything. I just fucking worked. So.
What do you have, a day job or something? What the hell?
What's that?
You have a day job or something? What the hell's going on here?
Oh fuck! Anyway, it's been crazier than crazy. So anyway, and I'm batshit crazy. So yeah, I know on Sunday when I got it, I actually worked till 3 a.m. on Sunday. Like that's
Just
Anyway.
out of curiosity, man, do you have like a slow season at all? Like, is it
yeah. It's
Hold on.
now.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
now?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Anyway, that's what they've been telling me for 20 years. But
Yeah.
this summer is the most fucked up it's ever been. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Trump.
My sympathies to you, buddy.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? So anyway, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
I believe.
All right,
I believe.
so you guys recorded all kinds of tracks and moved stuff. I have not even opened up since I signed up and loaded Cakewalk last week. Pops open every time I boot my computer, but I haven't listened to anything. I don't know what's going on. I saw something about I'll need a mic, and Enz is gonna jab it up my hiney hole. I don't know, something. I'd prefer a 57 if you're gonna do that, because it's straight, doesn't have a little bulb, and I'm just saying.
Well,
57
Look,
is
you
good.
can have a 58. Just take the bulb off. That's it.
There
That's
you
all
go. Leave the foam. It's a little scratchy, but it's softer, right?
A little softer.
Yeah. So aside from the banter, what have I missed all week?
Frozen.
So, Enz, you want to give him the update, or?
Well,
Jim, you're on the band. He
there's
usually drives over to tell me that kind of shit.
there's nothing in there's nothing in Cakewalk. It's all on BandLab, right? Cakewalk is for you to do stuff.
To do my recording, yes.
Okay.
But I know Paul opened up the FTP server for Shizzle Doodad, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're not. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, we're not talking about that live. There's passwords involved. There's things involved.
No. I wasn't
We
gonna.
won't share passwords. We won't share passwords. But
Okay.
what I can say safely with that is that, remember last week we talked about how BandLab is our scratch pad,
Right.
and so the biggest sort of I would say block that we had was uploading files to BandLab. So the biggest example is Steve records drums. It's got 5 or 6 tracks: kick, snare, tom, floor tom, overhead, whatever. And
Actually 8 now.
good quality, right? I mean, 44 or 48. I'm not sure what you're recording in. 16,
44.
whatever. 4416 or 4432, whatever. And so it's a big file. And when you take that file out of because he records in Cakewalk, like you will do with your guitar and Enzo and me with vocal, whatever. And so Steve has 5 tracks that he needs to share with us. So we invited him to take each individual track and put them up into BandLab. And it takes anywhere from 10 minutes to 4 hours, depending on how the bandwidth is with BandLab, because it's a public thing, right? So if the servers are busy and it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, fuck it, forget it. It's going to take 3 hours. And Steve's waiting. I want to go home. The shop is fucking 140 degrees and it's time to leave. So by the time it gets up to BandLab, it's not very normal way to do things. So that's where I came in with the idea of FileZilla. So I've got a server, give you guys a password and user access and all that shit. And so when we start to use it, it's going to be good for when Steve needs to give his raw drum tracks to Enz, just to be able to put them into Cakewalk. Not to share, just to put them into Enzo's final mix.
Right.
That's basically what it's for. So when you record in your new interface, you got 2 ins. You're going to do your line in and your amped, whatever. So you got 2 channels. It's the same guitar track. You're going to have 2 really thick channels, upload it to the FTP and send it to Enz. But along the way, what's cool is that BandLab is still there. So at any given point, Steve can throw something on BandLab, a mix, a stereo mix. Doesn't have to be fucking high quality. It just has to be a mix. His kick, snare, whatever, all squished. And he throws it up onto BandLab because we want to hear what he's doing, like the latest track that he's got going. Enzo did it tonight. Enzo did 6-string and lead and all kinds of stuff in the den. And I fucking listened to it just before we went live. It's fucking, by the way, P.S. Enz, awesome. That's perfect. That is fucking awesome. No, it sounds amazing. I muted out the original lead and I just played those back. It sounds fucking great.
Well, the lead was to give Jim the spot. I want him to hear the old one when he gets to it, so he knows where he should go, and give him an open track. We kind of bastardized Lady in the Den, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time.
It's
over the original beat.
Hey, Steve, what?
over the original beat. Well, the original beat. I redid the beat, but it's pretty much the same. It just sounds different. That's all. And then you guys did some stuff this week, and every night that I would listen to it, I was like, oh, these are nice changes. And the guitar playing has changed a lot, and I like that too a lot because they're different sounds, and it's totally doable. Yeah. So I'm enjoying those. Every night I get. I know Paul likes it. I go on BandLab and listen to the next change, and I'm like, yeah, this is getting better and better on the rough. It's going to be a really good outcome in the end.
Okay, so let's since Jim hasn't listened to it, let's give him a rundown of what we've done. We cut out 4 bars of the solo. Okay. No, 2 bars. Sorry, 2 bars. Right?
So 2, 4, I can't count anyway, so yeah.
Call it 2 bars.
It's okay, Jim. The 2 bars we cut out, I'm soloing over them, not you.
All right.
And there's a second change too. Another thing that we cut out was in the punch just after the solo, coming back into the build up. Dun, 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 dun. The very, very first cut, Enzo said, "Why don't we take out like literally 4 beats, not 4 bars, 4 beats?" You know,
right?
I'm like, yeah, good idea, because I fucked up in the original transcription of the guide. I misinterpreted it, and he says, "I think you got 4 beats extras." Oh, okay, no, snip, snip, snip. It's all these fucking snips. It's a lot of chippity chop and fucking make it good. And so now, what's on BandLab? Like we said last week, it's the current version of the guide.
It's close.
So we're at this point now with Enzo's guitar and lead with space for you to lead and like rhythm and bass and all these things. It's a work in progress, and now is a great opportunity for all of us to download the full mix, whatever's there. You can go into BandLab and you can mute shit out and adjust the volumes of stuff if you want, or individual tracks, however you want to do it, and bring them down to your computer, all of us, so that we've got, this is the brand new guide track. All a big solid mix or individual tracks, however you want to do it. And set the metronome to 125. You gotta do that. Every one of you has to do that before you import to Cakewalk. Put your metronome at 125 for Lady in the Den, and then from 0 time, import either one sandwich or drums, lead vocal, bass, however you want to do it. The only advantage of doing individual tracks is you can adjust the volume while you're playing. Yeah. So I don't want to hear Paul, or I don't want to hear Enz, or I don't want to hear Steve. Okay, fine. You can do whatever you want instead of having the mix. It's like, fuck, the bass is too loud, you know? That's it. Well, so it's on you.
Go ahead, Jim.
I was going to say, when you're exporting from BandLab, whatever quality goes into BandLab comes out of BandLab. Like the files on touch is, not that it's huge and I'm half deaf, so, it doesn't really matter. But
there's a way to download in 4416, but if you're just downloading the mix, it doesn't matter. It's going to come in as a fucking M4A or whatever, super hyper compressed. It's like an MP3. But there is a way, if you fuck around with BandLab and you get used to it. I mean, we can walk through it, whoever wants to. Let's say you're on a Thursday night, you're in front of the computer and you're like, how do I do it? Just text me and we'll go live unrecorded and I'll walk you through it. Or Annis can do it. It's just, there's a way to get the individual tracks at high resolution if you want. Yeah. At this stage, it doesn't fucking matter. It's really just a sound. Like, you just need the fucking sound of whatever's going on.
Yes.
The only time that the quality matters is like in a month when we're starting, like, okay, we're really pros at this, and we're like, okay, you know what? Steve is recording the final tracks. Well, final, whatever. Like what he anticipates as being final. He's going to record it in Cakewalk. Fuck BandLab. He's not even going to touch it. He's going to put them right on the FileZilla FTP so that Enzo can import them raw, without any compression or being converted into band. Fuck that. Straight to Enz. And same for all of us. We're going to send Enzo our raw files. But right now, we're in the fuck everything up stage. Just put it on BandLab, Record in Cakewalk, but upload to BandLab,
Right.
One of the things we did is I recorded the 12 string to have the 12 string. But I'm not there yet with how to record it. So it has this wow and flutter effect going, I find, the thing. So that's why I did the 6-track.
Yeah.
Make it sound more full. So that's all stuff that's, we're trying stuff out. The other big change we did, Jim, that you're going to go hear it is, I dropped in distorted guitar on the song. There's a distorted guitar going rhythm, and everybody loves it.
Okay.
Carmi loves it. Carmi
Exactly.
loves it.
Two things. For the first time in 25 years, my wife asked to listen to one of my songs for a second time. She goes, "This
Really?
is a good song now."
Call the police. Yeah.
It's that good, bro. Frame it.
Okay. Then the other one that happened is when Paul did the original guide vocal on it, I had my sister listen to it. Okay. And first thing she says, she goes, "He's amazing, but the song is too slow. It's not as good as the original." I'm like, she heard it right away. That was slow. I go, but yeah, it allows Paul to sing better. But he goes, "Your original is perfect. You're never gonna get it better." So I make her hear the
challenge accepted.
Make her hear the new mix. Her jaw drops. She goes, "I can't believe it. You guys did it better than the first one."
Thank you. Progress continues.
Well,
That's
coming from
the
her,
beauty of this fucking process, man.
So, Jim, originally when I did it, I thought I was going over the top because I go, it's a little nasty. It's a dialed back distortion. At first, I go, it sounds like a country song. You're gonna hear it. You weigh in. The three of us are for it. So it's not majority rules, but and it gives
democratic. We're still living in a democracy here. We're not in the middle of the
Keep in mind,
still living in a democracy.
Let me just add some perspective here, guys. So let's just remember that we're cutting our teeth on BandLab. We didn't even touch FileZilla. You guys, I know you didn't upload shit yet because I see the empty folder. I know, but when it starts to be part 2 of the process, and we all need to be comfortable with BandLab. And we all need to get to the FileZilla stage so that Enzo can start fucking around with stuff and be in that, that part 2 pre-production we talked about. This is guide trackville. We don't give a fuck. Upload to BandLab and all that shit. Record, upload to BandLab so that we can share. We didn't get to part 2 where the song is locked in. The guide track is locked. We didn't lock the guide yet.
We're close.
And what song are we doing this experiment with? The most fucking familiar song of our existence, Lady in the Den.
Or what I called it before that, Caught in Between, but
I like that. That was a good fucking reference. I forgot about that.
You never said that all these years, though.
Nah,
it's
you know why?
Because
I was caught up in something, that's why.
So, but look, it's good to take the most familiar song in our repertoire and cut our teeth on all this shit so that we can fuck around. I did piano, for fuck's sake. Like, I mean, I quickly deleted it, but I tried it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how comfortable I was to get way the fuck out of my zone.
Well, it's funny you mentioned about the piano. When I was buying the interface, the guy at the store, he was just shooting the shit as he was punching it up in the cash register or whatever, in the computer. And he asked me, he says, "So what kind of music you gonna use it for?" And like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, it's kind of mixed rock, blues, kind of, But I said, "It's music that we're pulling from the archives from 25 years ago." I said, "And kind of redoing and kind of reinvigorating, if you will." And he's like, "Cool." He goes, "You guys got a keyboard in there? It sounds like you need like a Hammond B3 or whatever." And I'm like, "No, over the years," I said, "we got 2 guitar players, and that's that was always enough." I said, "So the keyboards, we never really farted around. We just never really brought that in." I said, "But you never know." He said, "You know what? A lot of music," he goes, "these days people are bringing in." He said, "It goes. A friend of mine's got 2 Leslies and plays with the organ." He said, and he goes, "The music was wonderful, and then they added the organ with the Leslies." He said, and it's just like, so shit kicker stomp.
Anything's possible.
It always
maybe he was offering his services, but I kind of like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Thanks a lot. We'll see you. Bye. Ciao,
Well,
Anthony. Okay.
keep his number, because after we get past pre-production, I'm telling you right now, I'm miles and miles away from being keyboardist.
I'm sure
Anyway.
if we needed to, we could find somebody of.
The notes you
Yeah.
played weren't bad.
We could find someone of caliber, or we could wait a year until I catch up. But anyway, listen, guys, you know what?
Time comes, you know what? You call Roach. He'd come in a heartbeat.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. And the thing is, like, I really think that, like you said, it's full enough. We got enough talent between the four of us to really double and layer our tracks as much as we want. You know, it's going to be fun. Let's get to where we can, just us.
Right.
And then we'll say, yeah, you know, let's get a professional spoon player. Okay.
Call Roach.
So yeah,
What?
Roach is in
Guys,
there no matter what. By the way,
Last
we
week-
knew about Roach. Just by the way, P.S. Roach, his dad just passed away recently.
Seriously.
So
I know.
yeah, it's sad. It's unfortunate, but Roach's dad was a real inspiration for him. A true musician, gentleman, and all that stuff, and a real classy guy. So it's sad to hear about that. Just as you mentioned, Roach, got to bring it up. Here's to the Roachy, guys. Let's raise a glass, shall we?
Yeah.
Roachy's dead.
Roachy, man.
Mr.
Oh, man,
Roach.
man.
so your first
So,
order
yeah.
of business, Jim, is not cakewalk. It's not whatever. It's go listen to Lady in the Den and
Yes.
get inspired and give us a better rhythm track than what I did.
Yeah, all right. Well, no, absolutely. Because you know what? I was saying before you got on, and that open D thing, I just keep playing, and I'm not even doing the same thing. I'm going on a totally different tangent and doing, and that's what I've been, when I had, like, tonight before we got on, I played the other night at, I forget when I finished. It was after midnight sometime. Like, okay, I gotta like change my brain here for a minute. So I played for about 10 minutes. I went upstairs, but the guitar was capoed at the 4th fret in the open D, and it's just, I don't know, it's lighting a fire kind of thing. So I'll go listen to Lady in the Den, and that'll maybe change, get me off of this open D shit for a while. But
There's
just to
another
stay.
project that might inspire you on BandLab, Jim. I don't know if you guys noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Sunday Morning Muse.
Yeah, but you picked the wrong one. No, you told me to do the other one.
I watched. I brushed up on the Green Room on Facebook,
Well, yeah, but
and the last video that you capitalized on or commented on. At the beginning of the video, you said, "Sorry guys, another Sunday morning musing."
yes.
So, I don't know if you heard it. Did you give it a listen?
He wrote something then based on
No, he played it. I heard it.
No, Enzo wrote it.
It's something that was in Facebook, but Paul recorded on it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. I listened to it when you play it, when you put it down. But
Anyway, so there's this really spicy kind of like there's some major sevenths, minor sevenths going on, very jazzy.
sounds.
And hey,
I was just gonna say by that kind of whatever I could hear, that it sounded kind of Steely Dan-ish.
fuck off! Did you just say that? Because I wrote that in the notes. I think Steely Dan meets Soundgarden. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, I
We're
couldn't hear
not
it
on the
well,
same
but
page
That's hilarious.
at all.
that's
So that's
what I
fucking
heard.
hilarious, man.
you guys,
It's
Bernard Purdy is going, what?
yeah, exactly. They're all fucking turning around. What?
Captain
What are you
16
talking about?
notes on those hi-hats, man. That guy, man.
yeah. One of the other things that's going on is Steve had a splurge of lyrics. So their new
Yes.
collaboration now is that Steve did all this and he sent it to Paul and they're working on it and he loves these lyrics.
Yeah.
And Paul said it's
Yeah.
melancholy. So I
Yeah.
go, okay, I got 2 songs that are melancholy and I recorded the one for
Yeah.
Relax. I recorded one. It's a new video on Facebook. And then I remembered that Sunday morning musings. I go, that one's pretty fucking melancholy. And that's why I added a comment at the bottom so it would come back to the top of the feed.
Slide guitars.
Bump, bump, bump.
Oh.
On the ends of the riffs, on the ends, not during, at the ends. On that riff you were doing this afternoon that you showed me, I heard him on the ends of it.
Yeah,
the ends of
Jim knows the song. Actually, now here's another. The hell was that?
Sorry, it's feedback loop because I'm checking to make sure our live feed is live and we're hearing ourselves with a 10-second delay.
Oh.
Sorry, turn off the volume.
Actually, Steve, that song, the beginning of it, minus the riff, that song is on our board from 25 years ago. That's Serene.
Wow. That's fucking.
Wow, we were mentally retarded, man, back then. Mentally
retarded. Fucking old school, man.
That song,
that's great though.
Riff,
it's our own shit from a million years ago. I love it. I love it.
And Jim, the comment that I wrote down is that the new one, the other one, the Sunday morning musings, I hear it, but I can't play it because it's you two that play that style, that hybrid hand finger picking shit. That's what the beginning.
I tried, and you know what? I fucked around so long in the 6 string. Like I literally spent from 7 till 8 just doing that first 2 chords.
Yeah.
Finding a rhythm, and I'm like, fuck it. I knew because I knew what was coming. I knew in like the change, which I now call the pre-chorus or whatever. Like, no, I'm not gonna arpeggiate. I'm gonna acoustify it. I want Soundgarden. I want the fucking shorts down just past my knee with the fucking boots and the construction socks. Okay. That's how I want to play this. So I went for it, and I had zero effect guitar, but trust me, it's only because I don't have a fucking preamp.
You know what,
guys?
There's a lot of fucking holes for like just breathing, and I did a little bit bass so you can see where I'm going because I think the melody of the bass is my chance to sort of show you without vocals where I want to go with it.
Well, that change that you added, I don't know what key where it was. Was it an F or something? There's a change that you added. I like it. I was like, ooh, I like that.
It's a draft. It's a draft number 1. That's what BandLab is for. So I put it in Cakewalk. I did the guitar first, and I uploaded it. And then I went back to Cakewalk, and I placked away on the bass. I'm like, this is kind of when I had to remember the song. And I got zero memory. I can't remember what I had, for supper. So it was tough. But then I remembered. I got all the changes. It's great. And tomorrow morning I'll forget it, but at least it's in Cakewalk. So I can fuck around with it.
Exactly.
And I made notes. I made notes of the chords because you are a fucking chordsmith crazy motherfucker. What? How many times I paused the video on Facebook? What?
What's he doing?
Well, hold on. Oh, got it. All right. Okay, that's it. And I write it down. Do the next. And then every once in a while, ends. You're smart because you stop. Like the song stops and you go, boom, 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 boom. Like you don't even say, this is so you could pick up the chord, you fucking idiot. You just
Look
do
here,
it.
dumbass.
Like it's obvious. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Ants. You're talking without talking, which is beautiful. Like, thanks. It's exactly what I'm asking. What? He stopped. Look at
he stops.
There
you go, Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. Captain Underpants. Here it is. It's a minor 7th augmented 9th. I don't know that, but I'm showing you.
Yeah.
But the beauty of that is that you could actually name the fucking chords that I'm playing because I don't know what they are.
100%. 100%.
Hey, for me at 9 a.m. in the morning, it's like, ends. Just get to the fucking point. That's it. Dang, 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 dang. Okay, there we go. Let's go.
Steve doesn't want to
guys, like I had 4 cups of coffee. My hair is like in my earlobe over here like this. And just get to the point.
Yeah. You know what? There, I gotta show you this. My favorite, Jim. I'm sorry that you missed the moment of our messenger, but
fucking crapping my pants today with that.
That was fucking hilarious.
Paul, you started.
I gotta pop it on. For any viewers of the Soulmason channel here, this is what we do in our spare time. So we're talking about, Steve is talking about the lyrics that he sent to me in Word by email, which I then uploaded to my Google Docs so that I can access it from my phone or whatever. And I'm asking him, what are these lyrics about? And he says, oh, this and that, whatever. And I said, hold on. So I go to Steve's Facebook page and I look at his background picture. It's this beautiful, melancholy, somber-looking beach. And I said, where is this? He says, it's from Kefalonia in Greece, you know? This is a beautiful private beach. And so, anyway, Enzo goes on, there's blah, blah, blah. What's this fucking melody floating around? What the hell is it? What the fuck? Explain to me. And I say, it's Greek to me. All right? He doesn't appreciate the joke. So he sends me this. And I send them back this.
I
And
didn't play.
Steve sends back this.
It didn't play.
So we're not seeing
Retarded. I'm like, it's lunchtime. I just had a fucking burger. What the hell's going on here?
And then Steve sends the clip from fucking Seinfeld.
Yeah, well, hold on, Paul. Before you said
No soup for you.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You saw it.
You sent a message for me to be able to send to the person who was called JT. Yeah, no soup for you for 1 year.
That's right. So after those 3 images, Jim, I'm like, oh fuck, Jim's gonna chime in, and it's gonna be Justin Trudeau going, no, no, no.
I'm gonna teach you how to.
And so Steve said, no soup for you. 1 year.
1 year. That's it.
I sort of saw the history as I was going through, like quickly catching up. So I saw various little pictures, faces, and Steve's like, you know. So I didn't listen or watch, but I saw the history.
Sorry to make you live it all over again, buddy. I apologize.
No, it's good. It's good.
It was a good
you know
one.
What? You had to be there, kind of, but you know what? I could see that. Yeah, it was obviously I missed some live entertainment. Maybe I'll put the messenger back on. I'll put it on next week or this weekend, or whatever, because I won't be working for.
You know,
it's not a guilt trip, buddy.
You're gonna lose your job over this. You know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
good. Put it on if you want, but like, keep your job.
Don't listen to us.
You got to afford the gear. Trust me, there's more gear to buy.
And this was This was before 12. This is in the morning.
Yeah, it was AM. It was definitely AM. Funny shit.
No, it is, and I had it been a week or two or whatever. I had the push notifications on Messenger, and I bling bling. Okay, I sort of keep up. You're doing stuff, whatever, but had them on. But literally, when people are going, "Is that a pinball machine?" No, that's not a pinball machine. Hang on there. Right. Turn off click off the sound. Take it easy there. Don't worry. There's no alarm. No need to cause for
Jim, it's excellent. Listen, I'll just tell you, it's amazing material for when you're on the crapper at 6 a.m. in the morning.
But usually it's when I'm on the crapper before I go to bed.
I don't want to think about what I'm doing. I want to concentrate on what's going on. Like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? This is good stuff.
It's a true story, man.
About that stuff.
Facebook is very popular on the throne, man.
That's right. It's good for smooth BMs.
Absolutely.
Ovaltine? Why did they call it Ovaltine for?
Beer in the evening. Soulmasons messaging in the morning and just smooth movements.
Everything, the whole digestive system goes smoothly in the morning with that.
Yeah.
I was at the pool when all that happened. I swear to you, I almost dropped my fucking phone into the pool.
Oh my god, the best, Enzo, the video that you sent, Michael.
I like that one.
That was fucking great. That was great. Too fucking funny.
See that one, Jim?
I didn't see the video, but I saw Michael giving him what
Yeah,
Father
who
Award.
didn't see that one? I love it.
Classic.
You gotta love it.
Oh my God.
Good times indeed. Never a dull moment.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, you keep me sane, guys. Thank you.
Feeling is mutual, man.
Big time mutual. Now when I go on a cigarette break and I look at the messages, it's like, okay. I'm not just smoking here. I'm watching good shit here. That's good. Reading it, the progress is going good, and that motivates all of us. In some way. That's why, Jim, I know you're busy. I know you're really, really busy and stuff like that, but it's just because a day goes by.
We get it, man. We get it.
There's ideas being shared. And the thing is, we fucking joke the shit out of it. Whatever. Angelo says shit. Paul, responds. I'm, very, very acerbic about it. And the thing is, when you come into it, if you have time to come into it for just a second, we just want to hear you a bit, man. Even I know you're busy, but just say, hey, that's it. You don't have to react. Because I know the people you're with are totally fucking, they got fucking igloo asses, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just 2 seconds. Yeah. Guys, I see it. That's it. I saw it.
I will put it back on. And it's not because I don't like it. Believe me. I'm laughing my ass off here, too, when I'm watching this stuff. Just, I can't always keep up. But,
I know.
Yes, and I have it on. So,
yeah,
it's been particularly crazy lately. So, but it's got to slow down at some point. So.
Jim, we have... Edict? No, how do you say that? What the hell just happened?
Steve rolled over.
He rolled over.
You pulled a Beethoven.
We have a work order. We have to learn Ionian scale.
I saw that too in the through the scrolling through. The thing said at the top, you have 50 messages. I'm like, Jesus Murphy, are you serious?
All right, he's back. I was going to say, I'm going to wait till Steve comes back to explain that.
Yeah, so the 50 messages were pre-bowel movement, holy hell. Anyway, so yeah.
So here's Ionian. The story behind Ionian. Steve sends me the lyrics in prose, in bullet point form. I'm not sharing shit with you guys. That's between Steve and I. All right? Just saying. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Steve, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. I just because I was charging the phone and lost you guys for a second.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so anyway, stick your camera on. We can't see you.
So hold on. There
it is. All right, so Steve sends me these lyrics by email
because of the fucking charger.
I'm blown away by the lyrics, and so in the messenger I said, "Who is this about?" And he says, "Donald Trump." Wait a second. Seriously? He goes,
I thought it was a love
Of course, I'm joking. Jesus Christ. It's my ex-wife I'm talking about. It's not Donald Trump. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Don't take anything for... Pasa por aquí. You never know, man. Yeah, it's Donald Trump. I'm really upset at him, and I want to talk about it. All right, good, whatever. No, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. So
he's not important enough for Soulmasons.
Fucking hilarious. So I start looking at Steve's profile on Facebook. And the first thing that comes to mind is the picture that people choose as the background. Not the profile pic, but the background pic. Okay? And so the background pic fascinates me immediately. I'm drawn to it. I want to jump in the water of that beach that's in the picture. So that's when I text on a messenger. I said, where is this? And I post the picture. And he says, Kefalonia. All right. I know where Kefalonia is because I remember when you told us that you were going there. And knowing who the song is about, I start looking. I was on Google Maps, Steve, for an hour. The satellite, looking at all of the coastlines of all of Kefalonia, trying to find that beach and getting a feel for it. And the rusted out frames of old chapels and churches on the mountaintops with no roads and hills that you must be able to climb and go, and private beaches, like you told me, that they're everywhere. And it's beautiful. It really impacted me. I thought, Steve has been here. and I'm envious. So it really affected me, and so it brought me back into the lyrics so that I could really get a sense of what you're talking about. I know there's a lot more to this story, but I wanted to get the geography. You know what I mean? And had a great feeling, had a great vibe. It really, ça m'a affecté beaucoup.
Cool.
So I can't wait to put something down about this. It's gonna be fun.
So just if this is about Kefaloni and Steve's experience in Greece, and the lyrics that he wrote to you, did they go something along the lines of like die dicky dicky die? No. No?
Fucking.
You only wish it was that fun. You only wish.
No, Steve. It starts off so.
It's not whale music. It's goat music.
Hold on. Before it gets into fucking Clownville here, Kefalonia is in the Ionian Sea.
Yes,
of course.
And so I popped into Messenger and I said, "You guys better learn Ionian."
I saw that one.
Ionian, ironically, it's a major scale. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
It's salt. That's all it is.
So
Ionized
we're going to
salt.
go probably Phrygian or something fun, a variation. And we're gonna have some fun with that. But you won't have to worry about it until it hits you on BandLab and you're expected to do the third track. That's when it's going to hit you hard.
Let's not get draconian about it, okay? Like
Draconian?
Yes.
Guys, 1 second. Keep talking. I'm listening.
Talk to the hand, yeah.
Is Zirconian encrusted? No.
Zirconian,
Klingon, fucking
what was it?
Marconian?
Zirconian encrusted dildo. What is it again?
What is it?
Draconian.
No, but that's not Dirty Love. That's Dynamo Hum. No, the tweezers. No, Zirconian.
Oh yeah. Zirconian encrusted tweezers.
That's it.
That man was fucked up. That's all I gotta say. Oh, fucking lunatic.
Bovine perspiration on her upper lip.
Bovine. Oh, God. Good Lord.
So
Frank Zappa, the master.
just to continue. So Paul got you up where the lyrics are. So then Steve writes back, I'm sure these words are going to make a great song. So I write back, I know there's words in songs, but that starts off the whole fucking...
Die, dicky, die. How do you spell that?
Papa Theodorakis.
Anyway. Suffice to say, Jim, I'll be seeing you next Saturday.
Yes, we'll see you next Saturday.
I'll have a little
Swedish
dog
chef hooked on phonics, yeah.
I'll have a nice little doggy.
A doggy bag, beauty.
LR.
A bovine bag.
A bovine upper lip perspiration, yeah. It's nice.
So I got a question for you, Ends.
And I was wheeling and a dealing with my ace in the hole, so to speak. Fuck. Okay, Jim. Slow, breathe.
Oh my God.
But this week wasn't all fucking nonsense. Me and Paul actually had a wicked conversation about harmony and melody backup singing, where now he's following a new artist and I'm following a new artist. And you will take a look at this kid, because it's going to make you want to go jump off the nearest bridge.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. With your guitar in your hands.
Yeah.
What's this kid's name?
Jacob Collier.
Okay.
Jacob Collier.
23 years old, Jim. 23 years old. He's teaching Herbie Hancock.
He's teaching Herbie Hancock.
What?
Yeah. What's he teaching Herbie Hancock? Music?
That Herbie Hancock doesn't already know.
Just Google Jacob Collier. Collier is spelled Collier.
I-E-R.
And Jacob, Jocob.
It comes up, Paul. It comes up. The minute you put it in, it comes up.
Yeah. Jacob C. Jacob C. Jacob Collier.
I gotta check that out.
Whoa!
It's
you're
worth it.
You're gonna remember. Remember, I used to listen to the Medieval Babes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I checked out every video. The whole night I spent watching every single one of their fucking videos, man. Good times.
Yeah.
Good
you know,
times.
they're pretty smoking too. You know, and they sing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just we're having a conversation about backups, and I touched that quickly, boys, because we're gonna have to sing.
Well, you know what? When we have to branch into that depth of you know, kind of bringing out the inner whatever, I will make sure that I watch all three movies in the Elvis Gratton trilogy. Minimum of 25 Take That Clack videos, and I should be good to go.
Take That Clack. There you go.
So anyway, we're moving along. We're getting there. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Finally, there's a sense, there's an urgency to me that I'm scrapping for time to get down there and record stuff because I got 4 things I want. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Paul, you did a guide for Here and Now. You used the old one as I put up the old one.
Right.
Okay? The only thing we have to change is the ending. We're going to graft on that ending that me and Steve did. But I'm repeating. The songs that we all agreed not to touch, I'm using the old ones as the guides, so we don't have to do them.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, why reinvent the wheel if we're not planning to...
Like Here and Now, we agreed. We're not changing tempo, performances, whatever. You can use that as a guide. I'm trying to get
that's funny because I was trying to remember, why did I just put those 2? There was a reason for that. Like, why didn't I do any other ones? But that's why. It's because those 2 are not being changed. But the other ones have slight changes to them, no?
Yeah. The stuff I haven't posted yet, and I'm fucking trying to get down there to work on it because I want to present the full palette of my idea, is the 2 that it's regarding time and Take It As It Comes. Those 2, I'm trying to get down there to fucking record because I need like 3 hours on them.
Okay.
A lot of ideas. I want to present them all in one shot and then check, check, you know, and then we could probably go.
Well, listen, that'll give me lots of work to do anyway. So I'm going to wait for your cue, man. As soon as you get those, I mean, I don't feel any sense of rush anyway. You know?
No, but you wanted to do an updated version of Bridge. Go.
Right.
Not the crazy shit I posted, Steve. No.
And don't fuck me like that.
But now what I have to do is I have to watch the live broadcast from fucking 3-4 weeks ago.
For what?
Because that's where the seed of that idea was actually recorded, right? Because I think one of us picked up a guitar, or I did, and somebody said, like, let's do it this way. We all talked about it.
No, you had an idea for Bridges. You had an idea that you wanted to modernize it and do it more full band.
But I think I talked about it in a live broadcast, and I actually picked up a guitar and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I gotta find that episode.
But what Steve's talking about is I posted that little 30-second clip of me doing the dun, 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 dun. It's Bridget. Steve's like, no, you gotta do it like that. No, I'm not fucking going there.
No, not happening.
What the hell was that? Gypsy music?
Yeah, it was something like that.
I don't know how I fell into it.
Or
it's cool.
It's I don't know what inspired you, but I want to say an offshoot from, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's something.
What were the names of those 2 guys years ago? They were supposedly brothers on the show, but they weren't actually brothers. It was
Milli Vanilli?
Who?
Milli Vanilli?
No. Canadian guys. When we were kids, they were on, and they had a show until the mid 80s, I guess. See, and they always sang the opening song themselves, like
What, Bob and Doug McKenzie? What the fuck you
No, yeah, no, those, yeah, no. Oh, you need
Hey,
to
where did
stop.
Steve go? Steve left.
I don't know. How were they called it? I want to say the Smothers Brothers, but it wasn't them. Anyway, whatever. It'll come to me. How were they called?
And can you remember any other songs that I fucking drunk preached about doing a fucking different version of besides Bridges?
Well, I have a list
Drunk
downstairs.
Yeah, we should write a song called Drunk Preach.
That's the Paul Drunk Preach album. It's like Gord Downey Jr.'s solo album. It sucks, but he gets back to normal afterwards.
Yeah, well, it'll be a Soulmasons box set, because we got lots of these episodes.
It'll be the buck set. Bucket trend.
No, Paul, remember that night I had the list. Remember?
Oh God,
You
do I
got
remember?
the list.
Hold on. Let me drink more. I'll remember.
You're here.
I'm drinking crap. This is the equivalent of Milwaukee's Best. You know that, eh? Palm Bay.
Palm Bay. What the hell is that? But that's rum, no?
I'm out of Corona and I'm out of wine, so I'm drinking the crap.
Okay.
Cleared out the
Yeah, exactly. Clearing out this chaff.
old Tebow's Hubbard cover.
Shut the fuck up.
We're talking about cheap booze. Come on, chug it. Haven't talked to Jim in 17 days. Come on.
You gotta get out of my system.
All right.
Exactly.
Record the new line for It's About Time.
Me?
He's got his list, Paul. He pulled it out of his green bag there.
This is me? Okay.
Yeah.
It's about time.
We have to change I gave her a child and she said it isn't yours. Well, I gave her everything, but she said she needed more. Remember? My phone fucked up later. Okay.
I need help. I need you to remind me.
Okay.
I wrote down It's About Time, but I don't have any notes.
Okay. I'll post a big ass thing on that. Next, Lady in the Dead song. Regarding time, I gotta do. Here and now, we're not doing fuck all. Knight to your bishop, we're not doing fuck all. We're gonna get rid of.
Don't say it, but we know.
Yeah, and remember we discussed putting in Flanders Field.
Yes, but now is it on you or me?
That's wow.
You know what?
It's spoken word, Paul. You do it. No, I'm not gonna.
No, I got a better idea.
No, what I mean to say is I'm talking BandLab Guide, BandLab Guide.
Oh, no.
Who's going to get it up?
For BandLab Guide, no. I'll dump in a mix of just the bass and the rhythm guitar and the vocals on BandLab. I'll do it from the original.
And
the ones that we're not changing tempo.
I'm looking for the polytask list. Enzo is lost connection. He's in limbo.
Okay.
So Enzo's coming back or going or whatever. Flanders Fields, as far as somebody coming in there, Steve-O, is to we should get one of or a chorus of our children doing Flanders Fields.
A nice year.
That's a good idea, Jimbo. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Good idea, man.
A
knight to your bishop? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
It's sort of like, not to say, but it's like, lots of bands do it. They have kids do, I don't want to name names, but all kinds of stuff.
I children. Like that a lot.
Okay. Hold on. All right. So back to. So Paul, you want to know which guides you're up to? Okay. So
I just want to know the shit that's on me, basically. I'm looking for help from the Taskmaster. So I got Bridges. I got to find the live broadcast and redo whatever the new version, whatever, for submission for your guys' approval. It's About Time. What do I need to do?
You just have to re-record that line. The vocals.
That's all you got to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
That song's done. And that's it. The other guides, the ones that we said we're going to use. Okay, so here and now, we're using the old one. Knight to your bishop, we're using the old one. Wandering Still, we're using the old one. Mobile Man, we're using the old one. I got something I want to show you guys. Forgot to move on, but again, I got to record it, and it's a 2-hour gig. It's a 3 guitar show I want to put on. So
sorry.
Sorry.
Love it.
Breathless. I done it on the Facebook video. We're okay with that. I'm gonna try and guide it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
A
Please.
slow way. Okay.
As soon as we get that on BandLab, it's going to be just like we're doing with Lady. Like, we're going to fuck around with it. It's going to be back and forth. You know how it is. As soon as it gets to BandLab, it's instant fucking karma. We become creative immediately. So, yeah, throw it up there as fast as you can.
Paul, for It's About Time, do you want me to... Because for It's About Time, all it needs is that lyric change, right? You want me to sing?
Absolutely. No, but I remember what you said is that because I've got the cadence of that guitar rhythm, so I'll redo it. I'm going to follow a click. Sorry. But you guys won't have to hear it because you'll just hear my rhythm. And all I remember is that I know the line that we need to change, but I don't remember the new line that we're supposed to put in.
And Steve, going to post it for you.
Anyway, somebody post it to me, text it to me, whatever.
I gave her everything, but she said she needed more.
Hold on.
I gave her everything, but she said she needed more. I gave her everything.
She said.
Fuck you, Lance.
What the fuck? It wasn't for you.
I represent whoever had to go through that.
Steve Kefalonia. Our two best songs are going to be about ex-wives of yours, so deal with it.
Deal with it. I've already dealt with it. I'm ready to see the result. Yeah, the post fucking dealing with it.
Listen, I'm new to the club. What can I tell you? I'm just joining, okay? It took me 47 years. I'm getting there, all right? I'm working on it.
Oh, boy. Okay, so no.
All right, thank you. Got it. Bridges, It's About Time, on me. What else?
But It's About Time, Paul. We're not going to redo the song.
No, I know, but we're going to re-record it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really want
to? I'd like to change the Apu version of my percussion on that.
We're going to re-record it. We are re-recording everything. Re-record Apu.
Such a pepperoni.
I'd like to hear your show today. Not over Indian food, because if that happens, my stomach is fucked.
No, a whole other percussion track that we don't want.
And baby diapers.
A lot of bleed and drip. No.
For fuck's sake, is this live?
Yeah, it's all live, buddy.
Yes,
look,
it is.
Our two viewers are very upset.
Friday night. Yeah.
My brother watches it and it's like, where's the music?
God bless you, brother.
There's no fucking music here, man.
Oh, God.
Not for a while. Not after 2 years of work.
But keep tuning in, Paul. Keep tuning in.
Don't worry about it, Paul.
Exactly.
Watch it. It's okay. You might actually have a laugh.
I gotta put up.
Hey,
as soon as he pulls a pogo stick out of his ass.
Everybody's gonna start somewhere, guys.
You know what?
Everybody's gonna start somewhere.
I'm sure he's showing Corey Calabretta the whole thing. Terry's cousin.
There's people that I'm sure watch this crap.
And he's going, Paul, what the fuck am I watching over here? Who are you?
Okay, so we're redoing It's About Time. Oh, my heart breaks. All right.
Yep, we're redoing everything, buddy.
Okay.
It's only gonna
back
get
to
better.
the lawn chair, and
promise.
you go back to the lawn chair with the guitar.
Yeah. What else?
For the new stuff, I'm gonna redo the one I put up of the Vibe, because like you said, I fall out. I'm gonna try and do it with an electric guitar, so it's.
What'd you say? Your rectum fell out? What? I heard something. Something fell out. Your glass eye, your gold tooth. I don't know what. You wrecked them and nearly killed them. I don't know.
No, I haven't used this word in a long time, but you were a fucking imbecile.
I do what I can.
But we miss your imbecility. That's for sure.
He's a mobile man and he does what he can.
Hey, that's
Doing
right.
180 all the way.
All the way, wind in my hair. 3 cats at my feet. Chewing my fucking nail off. Thank God for the ability to cut my
Oh my
own.
gosh.
It's always
Oh my
degenerating into either caca jokes, magic nose goblins. I don't know.
Ans's reaction says it all.
It's very much like the supper table at the Sutton household. Now and when I was a kid, I'd always degenerated to the caca jokes.
Well, I told you, there's one there with me and Ken when Steve pulls out of the bed. That's still the fucking most precious moment. Fucking hilarious. Go find it. Go find screenshot it and put it on Instagram. That's the best thing.
Make a GIF out of it. Make a GIF.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that. I'll find the time and I'll send it to you.
I was like, just keep pouring. Keep pouring the grappa. He has no idea the fermentation process of the fucking grappa. Why NASA uses it, you know?
Hey, what a laugh. The next morning, I was fine. It was later. It was like 1:30 in the morning. I guess it was after the key lime pie. I was just sitting there, like, Ken is going on and on and on. I'm like, I'm going to fucking puke. Oh my God, I'm going to puke. Oh my God.
Let's get
you intestinal shits. I'm going to fucking ruin you tomorrow morning, you intestinal shits.
I was thinking, he's thinking, how fast can we get to Jim's house so it can barf in his sock drawer?
That's good.
I think it's an orphan. Forget about it.
Anyway.
Such a classic. It was a very important episode in the Soulmason chapters.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It
I
makes
got
it
a lot
more fun than this.
of work to do.
More
I
fun.
was sitting on my ass thinking, okay, alrighty, well, let's start fucking uploading everything, yeah?
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. There they all are. You see them? Can you actually?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Beauty.
Here, Jim. Oh,
All right.
let's see what we get.
And
Hold on. I don't know what it's doing. Hold on. It'd be good if there was some volume coming out. Why is there no volume coming out? Because everything's muted, man!
Mute that stuff.
Undo the mutes.
there were what? There were these 2 Utes?
2 youths on the mutes.
2 youths.
That fucker.
Something's loud.
Yeah, you know what? Ends, your feed is coming in at different speeds. It's not your fault. It's coming in weird. So we hear speed, slow, speed, slow.
Yeah.
Say all of a sudden,
Go to Band
all was
Lab.
chipmunking it there.
Check out BandLab, Jimbo.
Chipmunk.
You're going to hear the most recent version. And
Cool.
it's actually the most recent as of, like, literally 9:30 tonight.
Yeah.
10 minutes before we went live, Enzo posted some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, check that out. It's fucking good. It's really good.
But it's
Cool.
not mixed. So, Jim, you can play with the mixes. Mind you, Paul.
That's the thing, is you can go to BandLab, Jim, and you can fuck around. You can take out volumes, do whatever you want, and download that final version of your mix to your computer and import it into Cakewalk and use that as your new guide. And it's been sliced with all the changes that we made. It's up to date.
Import it at 0 time at 125 beats.
Yes.
Yeah. So in Cakewalk, you put your metronome at 125, and then you import whatever you download from BandLab, you import it, the stereo file or whatever, from Zero Time. And when you export from BandLab, you just have to make sure you're going to select. You have to select, like from zero, there's a timeline. You select from 0 to the end. You might drag your mouse and it starts at 4 beats. So just grab the left hand of it and bring it back to 0. That's it. So that the whole thing is selected. And you're selected. You can go way past the end of the last sound of the song. You can go 20 beats past. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's just going to create a file that is from 0 to whatever, and you import that. You download it to your computer or wherever you want. Save it to your desktop or into a folder, and then you open up Cakewalk and you say import file, and you pop it in, and you're set to go.
Cool.
And just a comment, Paul. Something you had said this week, and it happened to me, and I'm like, fuck, this thing does suck. When you do open a mix editor, it goes bananas. It fucking goes bananas. I don't know why.
It takes a while. It takes a while to update all of the tracks. It takes a good 2 or 3 minutes, especially now. What we've got, especially after tonight, you uploaded 3 new tracks. So it takes around 3 or 4 minutes for all of the tracks to update properly. Even though it lets you press play, it's not really ready.
No,
so
I know.
It gives you whatever it can. It fucks around. So you just got to give it some time. And it's unfortunate that it takes so long because all it is a sharing tool. So the best thing for BandLab that I can recommend is, like what you did tonight was great because it gives us each of your individual tracks. You have what you call the 6-string rhythm and the half lead. There was a new one called whatever. There was 3 new tracks.
The second rhythm guitar. Because there's some parts I had left out, and I just wanted to add it in. But I don't think it's going to make a difference.
I'm glad that you left them as individual tracks in BandLab. The best thing you guys can do is if you want to download, what you can do is you can go into the project so you can see all the tracks. You fuck around with the volumes, mute what you don't want, save it, come out of the project. Then you're in the overview file, right? You know what I'm talking about? The overview file where you can just press play and you hear whatever the mix is. Download that. Fuck around with the mix all you want, make changes, and then save and come out and download that final mix from the overview page. So you're downloading one file.
You're
basically creating a guide track to your liking. You fuck around with the volumes and take out Paul's vocal, add more guitar, whatever you want to do, and then save, come out, one step, and download that as one little fucking sandwich stereo file. Boom, that's your guide track that you put in Cakewalk because it's the most recent version.
Right. When you do your own little submix and you save it, are you altering the tracks that have been posted in BandLab? Like you're saving?
No, you're just altering the final output mix. That's it. You're just altering the final version of what you hear. And then, so Jim, let's say you fuck around with the mix. You turn off the bass and you crank the drums and you turn off the vocal, whatever, and you save it as you export the track for you to put into Cakewalk.
Right.
And then Enzo, 10 minutes later, he goes in and says, no, I want to hear all the guitars. And he cranks up the volumes and he fucks around with it and he saves it. Then he exports that version. The tracks are still there.
Right. The original
he's making a mix that works for him, you know?
Right. So when we're saving, it's like I'm doing whatever I'm saving as, but the original is remaining the same.
Yeah.
The original tracks are there.
Yeah, the original tracks are there. You're just changing volumes. That's all you're doing.
Okay. Well, I got to fart around with it.
One thing that I did is I added effects to each of the individual tracks. Like I put a small EQ on Steve's drum. I put an EQ on my bass. I put an EQ on my vocal. I put an EQ on Enzo's 12-string, even though now it's muted. It's still there, the 12-string, but it's very hot. It's very compressed. It's super hot. And now he redid a 6-string version, which is great. It's perfect. The volume's right. I didn't touch the EQ on that, but every time that you add effects and EQ and compression and all that, and you're playing in the mix mode, it's fucking slow. It's really choppy. Mm-hmm. So you do all your effects, and then you save, and then you come out one step, and all you got to do is you wait a minute because it takes a while to refresh,
Right.
and then you just press play, and it takes into consideration all those effects and all of those volume things, but it's playing it as one track instead of trying to play multi-tracks through your browser, which is garbage.
Well,
So
you know
that
what
you download that final mix basically, so to your liking, and we can all fuck around with the mix for our own personal download. That's the beauty of it.
See, what I do is I actually download individual track right into Cakewalk. It goes into your download folder, and then I import them into Cakewalk. But what I have to check is if the tracks are coming in with the effects or not.
Of course they are. Absolutely. When you download a track, it's coming with the effects that are on. Now, you can go in ends if you want. You go into editor mode, expanded, and you click on a track, you know, the fucking whatever, the header at the beginning of the track.
Yeah.
Click on it, and at the bottom you get this little pop-up that you can minimize, and in there is the effects, and you can turn them off. You can turn off the effects if you want.
Looking for them, okay. No, but it doesn't matter. It was.
But even better than that, if you want, what you can do is you go back to the summary page, and you can click on there's the three dots, the ellipses. You can click on that, and you can download. Before going into the editor, you can download from the header page, from the overview page, you can download the tracks as 4416 from there.
Yeah.
That has no effects. That has no compression or EQ or any of that shit.
Okay.
And that's what I thought was going to be the replacement for FileZilla.
Yeah.
But it takes forever to upload those fucking tracks.
No.
So that's why I'm saying don't even bother with that.
No, I
Let's
won't.
use FileZilla when the time comes. When somebody's ready to give final tracks to ends, let me know, and I'll guide you through how to get FileZilla working. In the meantime, just make the mix that you want in BandLab. And don't worry, somebody else will change it. Every time you go in, it'll be different.
Good social on Sunday.
You get a fucking annoying notification that says
It's our
Enzo
giant.
all updated.
It's a communal Etch-a-Sketch.
Pretty much. And the only thing is, what I'm doing is I'm fucking around. Like the two changes that we made, Jim, that we were trying to tell you at the start of the call, is that Enzo early on said the build up after the solo into the next last verse, take out 4 beats because you fucked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So I actually went into BandLab and I chopped 4 beats, not 4 bars, 4 beats from each of the tracks. There was a rhythm guitar, a drum, a bass, lead vocal, a count in, and something else. And so I chopped them all up.
Right.
And then I went back into my Cakewalk and I did the same thing.
Mm.
So that every next upload would be the same.
Exactly.
But Enzo had uploaded his lead guitar experiment with those 4 beats in. And later on, like a week later, he uploaded something, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? And he's like, I think you got to go back and do surgery. I'm like, what? No, I did everything right. Oh, I forgot. The very first edit, he didn't have the original. He didn't have the new version of the track. He had the original. I had whatever. Anyway, that's where we get into problems. Beat changes are a pain in the ass. So set your metronome.
Yeah.
125. And we will never have any problems. As long as everyone opens up Lady in the Den in their Cakewalk and it says 125 in the metronome, we're good.
Yeah.
That's important. That's very important.
So you want to laugh?
Can I suggest, just for you say how it ends, is whatever we record it in or post it up to BandLab as the guide, whatever we name it, we can rename the file name. Why don't we just put whatever the beats per minute should be right in the file name?
That's
so it's
what
there,
I do.
You know, just it's there as part of the file name. So when you're pulling it in, 125. Okay, if we upload it and it's a version that we want 5 beats slower. Okay, 120. It just tags it right in the file name.
Well, right now for Lady in the Den, it's simple because it's pretty much established. We're not changing the tempo. But if we ever did change the tempo for a song that we're going to work on in the future, we're basically going to scrap whatever we have in BandLab. We're going to start from zero.
Correct. Yeah.
Because trust me, BandLab wants to fuck with your tracks. If you change the tempo by 1 beats per minute, it's gonna fuck up your tracks, and it's gonna fuck up all the timing. So if we decide that, oh, you know what, Leading the Den is 124 instead of 125, okay, fine. Delete everything.
Yeah.
And start from zero. Redo the guide. Trust me on this, guys. Believe me.
I agree.
And the reason for that is because you haven't experienced it yet, but there's going to be songs, and I'm talking about The Castle, all right, or Lifetime of a Journey, or whatever.
Yeah.
It has 14 different tempo changes throughout the song. Not just tempo changes, but time signature changes. 3/4, 4/4. I mean, what's the blues? Got to Move On.
Yeah.
That exactly what we need to deal with. So BandLab is gonna be lost because you can't change signatures in the same track.
In a given song. Right.
So let's not do Got to Move On next.
Yeah.
We need to get familiar with ourselves before we get into that adventure. So there's songs that we're going to have to fuck around with time signatures. That's going to be a pure 100% cakewalk adventure. We're going to share tracks directly from cakewalk to cakewalk. We're not going to fuck around with BandLab. We're going to know the time signatures and the tempo before we even get to. We're not going to guide it in BandLab. We're going to guide it in cakewalk and share the tracks via FileZilla, and we're going to get together like in person to make that work.
Guys, I gotta go.
I was just gonna say.
I know.
Everybody's going off to bed here.
Steve, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
You prepare yourself. I'm coming this week again.
That's okay. Come on over whenever you want, man. No problem.
But I am not bringing a guitar. I'm bringing my
What are you bringing?
What?
My headphones and an extension.
Okay. I got headphones and an extension too.
I know you're gonna need them while you're playing, and I'm gonna need them while I'm fucking sucking your bass drum mic cock, whatever the fuck it is.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
We're live.
We're live in 3, 2, 1.
You added those 2 Behringers, right?
Yeah, not strong enough.
Not strong enough.
Not strong enough.
All right.
Those 2 other tracks, you don't even hear them. They can enhance a little bit, but not as much as I think with 57.
Anyway, that's what we're going to work.
Super cardioid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Remember, sometime this week, give me the name and the spec of that bass drum mic.
Okay. I remember that one. I'm going to give it to you.
Because I want to know exactly what it can do and what the positioning for it is. Because there's if you read the article I sent you, there's a bunch of guys that say you have to play some off center, not on the beater. Even though it's inside, it has to be off the beater because of the pattern and the SPL. So.
Okay. We'll consult later on in the week.
Good night, Steve.
Good night.
I'm going to split too because I got an appointment early in the morning and I'm already 3 sheets to the wind here. Not because of the beer, but just 3 sheets.
Don't disappoint Tim Hortons.
Toot. Toot. Beauty. Whack-a-mole.
Take it easy, guys.
So maybe our paths will cross again tomorrow evening. Is that a possibility?
What are you doing, Jim?
Well, I'm going to go see Ken probably in the early afternoon. Because I believe I'm going to go down to the South Shore first, drop my clan at the mother-in-law's. Then I go into Ville d'Anjou and do stuff with the bro. And then depending, what's going on and then whether I'm going back to Genevieve's mom's or coming home one way or the other, or I'll be at my brother's. But if we want to do this again, I should be able to dial in, just, text me and I'll know what's going on and then pick it up from there. If I'm completely obliterated and lying in a gutter or under a hedge somewhere, well, forgive me, but I'm a little old for that kind of crapola, Well, maybe
Listen,
I'm not.
I just want to say how bad I feel about I'm not able to make it, because
No.
I think it's important to recognize that your brother, not only is he the most important fan that we've ever had, he's a crucial part of us, and he's like the fifth Soulmason, and I just really I feel personally just
You know what?
sad that I can't make it, but I think that there's something to be said about that. Like, it's an important part in his life, and I just if I'm not there tomorrow, there's going to be other opportunities for us to make up for that. And look forward to that. And I'm really sorry that I can't make it, but I have to be at home. It's just a bad timing.
Yeah, no, don't worry at all. And I know that what's cool tomorrow, in a way, as I talked to him last night, is that we don't get to spend a lot of time together. Years ago we would spend often time just me and him, and we haven't been able to do that in recent times. Like, can't even remember the last time. So it's going to be cool. Not that I wouldn't want you guys there, but we can. There's any excuse for us to get together and go out and have fun or whatever. It doesn't need to be my brother's bachelor party. Yeah. So it's all good. And believe me, I fully understand what's going on. In terms of having to deal with, take care of family and these kind of obligations. Believe me, I know. So no worries, Paul. Believe me. And same, you guys. And I asked last minute because that's just the way it is. But no, it's a good excuse for us to set something up at a later date when it's more conducive for everyone. And by all means. And I'll have one for you tomorrow, and I'll have one for you, Enz, and I'll have one for Steve, and a couple for myself. So don't worry about it; it's all good.
All right,
appreciate that, Jimbo.
My pleasure. I'm just glad we got to do this tonight, and then that way tomorrow, if I don't happen to be able to dial in for whatever reason, it'll be that much easier. But yeah, if we're doing it, text me, and
you know what? It opens it up. If we don't do this tomorrow, because tomorrow I just have Connor, which means I have the whole day to record. So if we're not doing this tomorrow night, I could fucking be working all day and all night tomorrow, hopefully. Because when my wife's home and when the little one's home, I'm doing shit.
So basically, there's going to be a shitload of work for us to do after tomorrow. Because Enzo's going to be fucking cracking the whip. And I love when Enzo cracks the fucking whip. Because it means good things for the fucking band. Yeah. Listen, I got cracking on fucking Sunday morning, whatever you call it, news, Sunday morning news. And now I know I've got Bridges and It's About Time to do. So I have my task list. But there's a lot of stuff on the Facebook page, on the green room anyway.
That's later. We have 12 songs that we wrote 20 years ago to fucking finish.
But there's stuff that deserves attention. There's stuff that deserves attention. So what I promise to do is, even though we're going to be working on the entire album, we have a fucking quadruple album to put out. So there's a lot of shit to add, right? Come on, we got to work on that shit.
There's one song I've been holding back since this all started because I didn't have the way to present it. And I think I'll present it finally.
Do it.
Has no melody, just a cool riff. That's all.
There you go.
Well, you know me. I'm gonna do my version of it until you guys. What I'm anxious for is what I'm excited for is for you guys to bash the draft one of whatever I put on BandLab. That's the thing, is that we got to get used to. Draft one is something that you are expected to fucking cut with an axe.
Yeah, mutilate.
No, it's not. It is the furthest thing from fucking perfect. It needs to be chopped and fucking hacked, and it needs to bleed so that we can get the draft 17, and that's where it's going to be like, oh yeah, now it's starting to fucking make sense. No, I didn't like your little fucking Soulmason Bob Dylan version, T-Bo. I really like the Metallica fucking AC/DC version. That would be cool. Oh, okay. All right. I get it. I'll fucking adjust. I want to adjust. So that's all. I'm looking forward to that.
And on a final note, again, I want to say that your fucking bass sounds good. If it's just that fucking preamp out, Jesus Christ.
PV Mark 6, man. That's it. PV
Man,
Mark
this
6.
is-
But
I gotta go listen to this shit. Maybe not
I
tonight,
have been
but I will.
fucking watching YouTube videos out the fucking wazoo every single night about preamps. So I have been fucking religiously devoted to learning about preamps, not only for bass but guitar. And I am so dedicated to getting 2 or 3 preamps that are going to allow me to plug in a guitar, because I need to have a sound, so that, not because I want it to be the final sound, and I don't want to use my fucking combo. I want to have a preamp that I can put with headphones that sounds fucking amazing. And the reason for that is I don't want it to be final. I want to push you guys. I want to challenge you guys, both of you, to beat my sound. You gotta sound better than me. Now, playability there's no contest. You both kick my ass when it comes to playing, but it's gotta sound better. That's my goal. I want a preamp that, and you're like, whoa, fuck, dial in the sound, fucking Tebow, you bastard, fucking, fuck you. Okay, that's it. That's the sound.
You just wait till I run that Les Paul through that big Sun fucking cabinet, and I might.
So there we go. The challenge is on. We all expect each other to be fucking awesome. And even though my guitar will never make the final cut, I'm gonna fucking challenge you bastards.
By the way, what guitar do you have? I don't remember.
It's a Fender Strat. It's a modern Fender Strat. HM Strat. It's not a real Strat. It's a heavy metal Strat.
Whatever. It's a Strat.
Doesn't matter. Well,
no,
but you know what?
Once
you get that sound ball, then we're gonna sample it, drop it into a, and we'll just steal it. You and I don't have to top it. When it's the best, you're just gonna sample it. And today, technology.
I'm only gonna play portions at that point. At that point, we'll be experts, and I'm only gonna play small portions, so you'll only have half of a verse to deal with. Oh, the fuck! Where's the rest? Yeah, deal with it.
Cool.
All right, man.
Right, guys.
I'm gonna go check on the boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Good night, gentlemen.
Tomorrow we'll send out some messages, Jim.
Messages, yes. I'll be looking for the smoke signals in the sky. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, there, okay.
Fire signals. I will endeavor to drink a little bit less before the call next time, okay?
Why?
Cheers,
Why
amigos.
do that?
All right, I'll drink more. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.